everyone. My name is Charlie, and I'm excited to show you this Notion template that I created. If you're not familiar with Notion, it's an all-in-one tool for storing information, project managing, organizing tasks, all kinds of stuff like that. So it's really, really helpful if you're doing a DIY wedding. I did a DIY wedding, which is why I decided to create this template, because I was looking for a template on the Notion library and I couldn't find anything that was really exactly what I needed it to be. And so I created my own, which is available if you're doing a DIY wedding yourself. So I'll walk through kind of the basic structure of this template in this video, and I will have a couple of other videos that get into more detail about the template if you're interested in learning more. So this template, it starts out pretty basic. I included some lovely graphics to kind of set our tone. We had some images from our Pinterest that we included on our front page, as well as some quotes that were important to us. And then I have all of the key navigation up top. This includes a full guest list with RSVPs, the operational teams, which for us, since we were doing a DIY wedding, we were bringing in a lot of our community to take on some of the tasks and some of the key work, particularly day of. So in order to avoid folks really overcommitting themselves and not having a good time, we broke work out and then delegated so that when folks' team wasn't needed to do something, folks could really relax and not worry about, needing to take care of things that they weren't aware of. I also have a detailed day of schedule, which is connected with those operational teams as well, so folks can really clearly see, here's the 1 to 2 hours, which my help will be needed, and then the rest of the day I can just relax. I have a full list of day of logistics, which is kind of broken out specific tasks. A summary of dietary restrictions, which is really important for us to have, and then our seating chart and layout. I also have down here kind of a summary of at a glance RSVPs, invitations. All of this is pulled from the guest list, so I can really quickly see who's going to be sitting where, who hasn't RSVP'd, all of that information. I also have a to-do list. This is separate from this kind of day of logistics task list. This is all prep stuff before the day of. I then have, this was really, really helpful for us to have when we were talking with folks about what it was that we needed to do, and just to have a reference. We have our full event schedule. We had multiple days of events, so we could kind of, if folks needed the address or if folks needed the time, we had all the information here. And then I also included photos of the venue itself, where we can kind of see where we were. We then had our list of vendors. This included their phone numbers and stuff like that. This is tied in for us. We tied it in with the guest list just because it was easier. We had a fire code, so it's tied in here. If you wanted to pull it out, it would be really straightforward to pull it out and have a separate list of vendors separate from your guests, but we just marked them as vendors in our guest list. And then I also notated any people of note, because not everyone knew each other, so I added photos. So if folks were gonna need to be looking for someone or work with someone on the day of, or had questions, then we had all of that information right here for them. So I'll get into more details in any upcoming videos, but this was a super, super helpful template for us. It made it really possible for us to do a DIY wedding in a super stress-free way. So I highly recommend checking it out if this is something that you're interested in doing.